Welcome to the Thrive in Fashion podcast, where we explore the role of the fashion buyer, the knowledge and skill sets required for success, and the impact of the role in your retail business. In each episode, you will learn about industry best practice and how the buyer's role is evolving in this ever-changing, fast-paced industry. And now, here is your host, a fashion industry expert with over 20 years of experience, Elisabeth Mac Hale.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Thrive in Fashion podcast. I'm your host, Elisabeth Mac Hale. And today I'm talking about how to prepare for a range sign-off presentation. At this time of year, the buying office is generally a pretty busy place. It's the beginning of a new season's development when the design team and the buyers are busy putting together storyboards, colour palettes, and out and about shopping the market and looking for inspiration. It's also a busy time because the buying teams are usually pulling together samples, finalising prices and preparing for the range sign-off. The day of the sign-off presentation is usually one of anticipation and pressure. There is a lot going on with multiple buying teams presenting to senior management on the same day. From experience, the presentation date or time can change at the last minute and take you by surprise. You can handle a delay if the date is pushed out, but imagine if your range sign-off date was changed and brought forward by a week. This can definitely induce a certain level of panic. So the first bit of advice I would give is definitely do your homework and be prepared. The sign-off presentation is your opportunity to present your business strategy and your buying plan for the next season. Prepare a strong introduction, as this will help to ease you into the flow of the presentation. The initial conversations may be about how your category or department is currently trading, so it's important to know your facts and figures. Having a deep insight and understanding of your financial figures and knowing your historical performance along with the current trading trends is also really important. Make sure that you complete a comprehensive analysis of your sales history right up to date, meaning that you know how your category is trading in that particular season and that particular week. Be prepared to share relevant information about how the current sales patterns, identify what worked and what didn't, and incorporate that into your strategy for next season. Look at your overall sales trends as well as the performance of the individual products. Identify your best-selling items and understand and consider why they performed well, whether it was the design, the price point, or the timing that they launched on the floor. A lot of this will be built into your future seasonal strategy. If you have any consumer insights or preferences that may have changed, this will also apply to your future strategy. Make sure to include and share this information. Keep an eye on the competition because the market can change quickly. Make sure that you're up to date with any changes that have happened with your competitors. If you have also recently taken over a new category or moved to a new department, it's important to understand the strengths and weaknesses. So a SWOT analysis can help identify areas of improvement or opportunities for growth. And that will really help you prepare your roadmap and present a balanced range. Review your pricing strategies and compare them to your competitors and have that information to hand. If you're proposing a particular top or style for $50, be ready to have and offer the information on a like-for-like product with your competitors that may be retailing at $55 or $60. Make sure that your prices are competitive. Also, have a look and see if there are opportunities to adjust your pricing that will increase sales or improve your profit margins. Consider different pricing tactics. You may be able to identify a promotional pricing or bundle that you feel would work well for your category. But be mindful about increasing prices or charging extra for a product that does not appear to offer additional value to the customer. Generally, customers will not accept price increases for a product that they had previously bought at a lower price. I would identify the attributes of your best-selling products. These may be colours, shapes, fabrics, or particular sizes. Use this information to guide your product selection and ensure that you're finding ways to constantly improve your products and excite your customers each season. It's important to innovate and introduce new products that could become your future bestsellers, and also to bring along those products that your customers know, like, and expect to find on your shop floor. You can always experiment with a limited edition or small quantity of a particular product just to test out new styles without significant risk. But the majority of your range should always be focused on your customers, giving them what they want and need, and also introducing them to items that perhaps they didn't think they needed, but that they will definitely want. Look at your poor sales as well. Looking at your poor sales and what underperformed will also give you valuable insights when preparing your strategy, and can also be a good talking point. Perhaps you had a product where the price point was too high. Learning what went wrong in the previous season are talking points for your next season strategy. Understanding if you had late deliveries, how you rectified the problem, and how you're going to avoid that again because it impacted the sales is also important. Identify the reasons behind your poor sales, because this will help you to avoid repeating the same mistakes and provide opportunities for improvement. I have mentioned in previous podcasts about doing your post-season analysis and how important it is. Both your overperforming and underperforming products should be analysed to try and find out what the root cause of the problems or successes may have been. Use the lessons to refine your product development strategy and try to avoid repeating the same mistakes. Next is to prepare your samples. Don't underestimate the power of visual impact. Having a great display when the board of directors or senior management walk into the room for your presentation is half the battle. Having really good quality samples will also make a significant difference in your presentation. Make sure your products are well merchandised and nicely colour coordinated, and try to have them in the right colours and fabrics where at all possible. It's not always easy to do this, but with the cooperation of your suppliers, try and ensure that you have the best possible samples on your wall. This will help senior management to visualise what your final product range is going to look like and make your presentation much more compelling. Make sure that you press your garments. Ensure that they look as good as possible. If you can obtain all your samples in the same size, it also makes a much stronger impact and definitely looks much more professional. Even down to the hangers that you're using. Try to ensure that you use the same size and type of hanger. Consistency in your sample presentation really enhances the perceived quality of your range. You will be asked to bring the products closer sometimes so that they can feel the fabric or have a closer look at the details, so keep that in mind. Having your samples ready and available also shows that you're organised and prepared, which will also instill confidence in management when reviewing your range. Getting all your samples on time can sometimes come right down to the last minute. I know that I have been waiting for samples to arrive at lunchtime when my presentation is in the afternoon. But if you do have an issue with particular samples, or there are any exceptions or delays in obtaining samples, make sure you communicate this and provide an alternative, or at least have a colour swatch of the actual fabric where possible. Make sure that you have detailed product descriptions and specs to accompany your samples. I found that having stickers on the back of the garments with the information was really useful and helpful, as this information can answer many potential questions that are thrown at you and provide you with a much more comprehensive understanding of each product. Usually, the first question will be, what are you retailing it at? Followed by, what quantity have you bought and what are the other colours, etc. So include your details about all of these, including the fabrics and sizing, and if there is anything in particular that needs to be highlighted. For example, any unique features or benefits that will set your product apart from the competition. Explain when you are presenting your products what the inspiration is behind the designs. You may have a specific story group that you are buying into. For example, if you have 4 different trends or stories across the season, you may invest more budget into perhaps 2 of those. So highlight how much money or budget has been allocated across your product categories and story groups. Finally, don't panic. Stay confident. Doing your first range presentation can be really daunting, and no doubt you will be nervous. It's totally natural, and even if it's not your first, you'll still be nervous. If you have prepared in advance, you really don't have to worry. Preparation is key to building confidence. Practice your presentation multiple times to become familiar with the content and flow and be ready for the questions. Know all of your products may not appeal to everyone in the room. There are many times where you have to defend your decisions or explain why you made certain decisions about a product. That's why knowing your sales history about what worked and what didn't will provide the answers to some of the questions that are thrown at you. It's your job to be convincing that this is the right product for the business and for your customers. Anticipate potential questions and prepare thoughtful answers. It will also demonstrate your expertise and help you handle any objections confidently. Practice answering the tough questions with a colleague to refine your response. It helps to improve your delivery, and it will definitely help to ease some of the nerves you might be feeling. Sometimes, if you don't have the answer, don't try and make up an answer. It's usually best to say, "Let me get back to you on that point. I'm not quite sure," or "I don't have the information to hand." And sometimes your senior buyer or merchandiser may be there also and can step in and provide an answer to a question that you don't have the answer to. Another point is to identify the benefits of your products. Make sure that you highlight anything that's really different and really unusual and how they will meet your customers' expectations and how you're answering feedback that the stores or customers have been asking for. You will definitely grow in confidence and experience the more presentations that you do. As I said, you will be nervous. Remember, you will be nervous, and that's totally normal, but make sure that you learn from each experience and continually improve your presentation skills. Get feedback to identify the areas for improvement and build on your strength. And most importantly, stay positive and focus on the strengths of your range. Be open to feedback, as there is always going to be feedback, whether it's negative or positive, and handle the criticism constructively. And finally, have a strong closing for your presentation. At least that way, if you lose track of what you're saying or what you want to present, you will sound confident at the end of your presentation. A quick summary. Do your homework, plan your budget, know your facts and figures, prepare your samples, and stay confident. Each range review is an opportunity to learn and improve, ultimately contributing to your success and confidence as a buyer. And with careful preparation and a strategic approach, you will navigate the range and sign-off presentation process with confidence. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and share the show. For more of Elisabeth's industry tips and to learn more about how you can develop your buying skills, visit thriveinfashion.com. There you can find show notes for this episode and every episode. Also, register for the Thrive in Fashion program and sign up for weekly news delivered straight to your inbox. Until next time.